Hello, I am Sharat Chandra, selection grade lecturer, HMS Polytechnic, Tumkur. Today I am going to explain the farm tractors and construction equipment subject name and the unit number 1, the tractors. In the unit number 1, I am going to explain the hydraulic system. In the previous session, I have explained the hydraulic system which is used in the tractors. Without the hydraulic system, no farm equipments are working, no construction equipments are working. In all constructional and farm tractors, hydraulic systems are used. The hydraulic system is the basic part in the tractors. In the today's explanation, I am going to explain the basic parts of hydraulic system. The main parts of hydraulic systems are: the first one is a tank, which is used to store the hydraulic oil. In the tank itself, the pump is there. The pump takes the pressurized oil and sends it to the different types of valves. The different types of valves are different types of control valves are pressure control valve, flow control valve, directional control valve. The first one is the pressure control valve. The required pressure can be maintained by making use of the pressure control valve, and the required direction can be given by direction control valve, and the quantity of the oil is given by flow control valve. See, this is the basic component. That is the first component in any of the hydraulic system. The second important component is the different types of valves. That is directional control valve, generally it is called as the DCVs, flow control valves, generally called as FCVs, and pressure control valves, generally called as PCVs, to get the different pressures. Then the third important component is actuator. In the actuator, which contains the cylinder and piston arrangement and piston rod arrangement, and this cylinder may be single acting or double acting. In the single acting components, the pressure will be taken from one side, and that is delivered, that is the input will be taken from one side and the output will be given in the other side. In the double acting cylinders, both the faces of the piston is going to get the pressure. Suppose the phase 1 is going to get that is the blank end, it is called as the blank end. From there it will be gets the pressure, that is act as a input, and the rod end is there, which is acts as a output. If you take the rod end as the input and the blank end acts as a output, thus see, this arrangement is called as the actuator. This actuator is connected to the implement, that is the required implement. For example, it may be connected to your cultivator or the plows or the harrows or the threshers, crushers, etc. All these components are working. These are all the basic components of hydraulic system, which is as shown in figure. That is the first one. See, in the figure, in the given figure, see, you may be observed these things. That is the valves are there. That is the drive. That is the basic drive is taken from the tractor PTO shaft, sometimes from the PTO shafts, or which is connected to the output shaft of the engine. The next is, see here once again I have explained the basic components are the hydraulic pump, hydraulic cylinder and piston, hydraulic tank, control valve, safety valves, hose pipes and fittings, and lifting arms. See, that is the first component in the hydraulic system is a hydraulic pump. See, hydraulic pump is connected in the hydraulic tank. Then the second one is hydraulic cylinder and piston. Okay, this arrangement is generally we are calling as the actuator. Then the hydraulic tank, control valves, safety valves. That is, if it is the required pressure is exceeded, to avoid the bursting of pipelines and all those things, so we are using the safety valves. Next, to connect all these components, we are using the hose pipes, that is the collars, joints and all those things. These things are fittings. Next one is the lifting arms, that is the hydraulic lifting arms are used to connect the implements to the hydraulic system. These are all the basic components of hydraulic system. Next, see, the first component is hydraulic pump. In the hydraulic pump, there are several types of pumps are used. First one is a gear pump. Second one is a plunger pump. Third one is the vane pump. Fourth one is the screw pump, etc. Okay, generally, see, in almost all of the hydraulic cylinder, what we are finding in India are fitted with the gear pump. See, because it is the simple in construction. So you know that there are two gear wheels are there. One is a driving gear wheel, which is connected to the driven gear wheel, which is fitted inside the housing without the gap. If it is a gap is there, your pump will not be working. For this purpose, without gap, these two gear wheels are fitted. If you drive one wheel by making use of the prime mover, which drives the other wheel, so the oil will be sucked from the side, that is from the tank side, then which will be delivered to that is the different types of valves we are connected. Then if you wanted to lift the implements, that will be connected to the directional control valve. See, if you operate the valves, the driver or the operator operates the valves or the levers, which will be lift your implements. For example, in a JCB, the driver operates the lever in the forward direction. It takes the oil from the pump, then which will be lift up that is the bucket. Similarly, dozer equipment, similarly, shovels equipment, road roller equipment, asphalt layer implements, etc., operated by making use of the gear pump. The next one is there, plunger pump. Instead of this gear wheels, we are using the plunger to pressurize the oil. And then in the vane pump, rotating action is there, that is the rotor. In the rotor, different types of vanes are fitted. By making use of centrifugal force, it sucks the oil inside the pump housing. Then due to the rotation of these things, centrifugal force will be created. Due to those things, the oil will be thrown outside, that is towards the casing, or while turning it, when it comes to output side, then the pressurized oil will be sent into the different types of control valves. Then similarly, screw pump is there. By tightening the screw, the oil pressure will be increases. Thus, the pressurized oil will be sent into the different control valves. See, as I said earlier, the gear pumps are widely used in the tractors due to the simplicity and the simple in design. Next is, gear pump can flow the bigger amount of oil, that is the quantity of the oil is more compared with the all other types of hydraulic pumps. Next is, the oil pressure in the gear pump varies from 150 to 200 kg per centimeter square or KSC. The next one is a hydraulic cylinder. This is the second important component in the hydraulic system. See, it is bigger in size, fitted with the piston and the connecting rod arrangement. It is also called as ram cylinder. It is also called as the ram cylinder. Piston and the cylinder piston rod arrangement is called as the ram cylinder. The connecting rod or the piston rod transmits the power from the piston to the lifting arms. Piston moves in the hydraulic cylinder and causes the reciprocating motion in the cylinder. The lifting arms are raised by the hydraulic pressure while raising the implement, but it is lowered by its own weight. Next, hydraulic tank. It is a very important component in the hydraulic system. If it is a hydraulic tank is not there, it is not sucking the oil. Okay, it is to store the oil. We are using the hydraulic tank. Hydraulic tank is used for storing the hydraulic oil, and it allows the oil to cool down. That is some cooling arrangement is there in the hydraulic oil, because after working the hydraulic oil gets the heat. If it doesn't cool this one, this will be the fire will be occurs. So for this purpose we have to cool the oil. See, and also due to the working, some sediments may be there, some dirt may be enter into the system. So to sediment all these things, some sediment chambers are fitted in the hydraulic tank. Next, control valves. See, in the control valves there are three types of control valves are there. One is to maintain the pressure or regulate the pressure. We are using the pressure control valve. Second one is to vary the direction. Directional control valves are there. To vary the quantity, the flow control valves are there. Here the control valves are used to change the direction of lifting. Next is to change the power of lifting and to change the speed of lifting. Next component is oil filter is there. See, it removes the dust and dirt particles and the sediments from the oil. So it purifies the oil by filtering dust and water. Then it prevents the wear and tear of the components, and it prevents the rusting of components, and also it prevents the blocking of valves. The next one is a working principle. See, as you know that the Pascal's law states that the pressure applied to the fluid enclosed in a confined volume is transmitted equally in all directions. That is, small force acting on small area can be produced higher force on the surface of larger area. That means if you apply this small pressure as an input, so if you vary the area, then that the pressure will be increased as according to the area of the output. This is the principle law of Pascal's law. See, in the last session, we are discussed in detail regarding this one. You may be observe all these things. Next, see in the examination, see here, you may be going to get there are 3 questions on this one. First one is with a neat diagram, explain the working of hydraulic system. So this is for a 10 mark. So if you write the diagram, that is the sketch, you are going to get the 5 marks. For this explanation, that is the mention the parts. That is what are the parts are there, cylinders, control valves, oil tank, and the pumps. All these things you are going to get the 5 marks. Totally 10 marks questions may be there. Then the second question is list the parts of hydraulic system. List the parts of hydraulic systems are there. This is for 5 marks. Then the third question may be, see, that is the write a short notes on hydraulic gears. It is the hydraulic gears or the pumps, and then cylinders, etc. Like this way, you are going to get the questions on this one. Then, if you come to the MCQs, multiple choice questions on this chapter, the first one is the hydraulic system works on the principle of. So you are known that here the options may be Newton's law, Bernoulli's law, Pascal's law, Ohm's law is there. Newton's will not come here. Bernoulli's is also not come here. So Pascal is there. The answer is C is there. Answer is C. That is the hydraulic system works on the principle of Pascal's law. Then the second one is the Pascal's law statement is it states that dash is applied to enclosed fluid is transmitted in all direction. Here the options is, if you consider the options, temperature, pressure, heat, and all of the above is there. So here you may not be applying the temperature here, is it right? Then pressure is there. Then the third option is heat is there. So the pressure will be there. If you apply the pressure in the enclosed fluid, see is transmitted to in all directions. The correct answer is the pressure. Then the third MCQ is the basic components of hydraulic systems are hydraulic pump, hydraulic cylinder, hydraulic tank. You know that all the parts are required for the hydraulic system. So answer is all of the above. The next MCQ is heavy lifting work is often accomplished by shifting fluids in big machines. The power system of such machines can be described as, you know that to lift the heavy objects, in the first session itself we are explained while explaining the advantages of the hydraulic system or the applications of the hydraulic system. You know that the reciprocating, here the options are reciprocating is there, pneumatic is there, hydraulic is there, hybrid is there. For the lifting of small objects, we are using the pneumatic. Reciprocating, we are not at all using this one for to lift the works. So hybrid is not there. So the correct answer is hydraulic system is there. Then fifth one is the scientific principle that makes hydraulic system possible is, that is, you know that the Pascal's principle. Okay, the answer is A. Next, sixth MCQ is the dash converts the linear movement of one direction only. That is the piston cylinder, double acting cylinders, single acting cylinders, and the hydraulic pumps are there. You know that in the single acting cylinder, that is the answer C. In the single acting cylinder, we are converting a linear movement in one direction only. If you wanted to convert a linear movement in the 2 directions, it is called as the double acting cylinders. Generally is the piston cylinder. Then the hydraulic pump is it is not a question here. It is not an answer for this one. Next MCQ is, that is the 7th one is, dash draws up oil from the oil reservoir and sends it into the control valve under high pressure. Here your options are, first one is the piston and cylinder. It is not pressurizes the oil. Second one is the double acting cylinder. Here also it is not pressurizing the oil. Then the third one is single acting cylinder. It is also not pressurizing the oil. Fourth answer is, that is the hydraulic pump. The correct answer is hydraulic pump pressurizes the oil from the reservoir to the control valve. The next one is eighth one, dash are attached to the implements. See, in the lifting arm itself, we are told the pumps is not attached to the implements. Cylinders are also not attached to the implements. Tank is also not attached to the implements. These are all the basic components. But lifting arms are attached to the implements to lift the oil. That is the answer is P. Okay. So see, I have taken all these materials from the special vehicles and equipments from ABP publications, Belgaum, tractor mechanics. CP Nakra, it is very important textbook. In this textbook, almost all of this material will be there. Then the second one is Farm Machinery and Mechanism, Donald Arendt and L.W. Garner. Next one is On and With the Earth, Jagmohan Singh. And YouTube channels, I have collected all these materials. And this is, I am very much thankful to our chairman, sir, and our coordinator, sir, and all my, that is, colleagues that are helping me to prepare this. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all and everyone. Thank you.